Tendai Mwadi, be thankful unto the Most High, Mother, Father, creative force of the universe. Kudzai Muzima Mokulu, give praises unto our great ancestors. Uncle Jasaneb, life, prosperity, and health as spoken in the ancient language of the Kemetu. Uhuru means freedom. Hotep, Rastafari, African power for all African people. Greetings, family, and welcome to this brief announcement of a new show that I will be starting, Kings and Queens. I am pleased to announce that I will be, as of next week, launching the Rise of the Griots wordcast. The Rise of the Griots wordcast. Just to give you a little bit of a background, I, in 2016, started an event called Rise of the Griots. It was a monthly spoken word event, and we said, it is a slogan. Well, there was a few slogans. One was, the art plus the movement. The other was, we don't write history. No, sorry, we don't read history, we write it. Yeah. And a few other things, Kings and Queens. But basically, the whole point of the event was to bring together, spoken word poetry, performance poetry, and other forms of artistic expression in terms of black music and word sound with scholarship and activism. And so the event featured artists, scholars and activists. You know what I'm saying? The first one was held in Black History Month. It was a Black History Month special in 2016, and that was quite a number of poets featured on that, including Nat Nai, including the Ancient Future Uprising, Golden Blue, a singer empress fantastic by the name of Asabi Hawa. JJ Bowler featured on that one, my sister Mina West, and the brother that was formerly known as Ma'at Matthews. Yeah, and I delivered a presentation on the history of Black History Month, because enough people don't really know about the history of Black History Month. So we had a few different themes. Every month we had a theme, and the presentation was kind of centered around the theme. Following that, we had various different ones. We had one on Kwanzaa. I did one dedicated to Patrice Lumumba, where my brother from the Uhuru movement kind of came. But McCullough from the Uhuru movement delivered a fantastic presentation on the history of Patrice Lumumba and the current political situation in the Congo. My sister Emma Ako featured on that one because she's done some fantastic work on the Congo. Had one on ancestral voices. My brother Dali and Adolfo came and delivered a fantastic presentation on the African spirituality. The art of black love, featuring the man them and the sisters them from the Naked Truth. That was a powerful one. That was obviously the most round one, because we're dealing with black love. But beautiful artists on that one, like MA Arts, Dilemma was on that one, Earth, and my sister in PFE Freedom, who also featured on the one that we did on Carnival. Yeah, my sister PFE of PFE Arts is a costume designer for Carnival, and so alongside a sister by the name of Sheba Montserrat, they did a co-presentation on the history and culture of Carnival, and we had artists that were complementing that theme. I did one when Afeni Shakur passed away. I did one dedicated to Afeni Shakur and Tupac Shakur. You know what I'm saying? I did one on African-centered education. And one of my favorite ones was the Legends of the Legacy. Yeah, Legends of the Legacy. Sorry, Legends and the Legacy. Excuse me. Where I brought together the current modern day spoken word artists with the spoken word artists, the classic spoken word artists of our UK black experience. Yeah. And so basically that was Rise of the Griots. You know what I'm saying? We had a few more. Unfortunately, I was unable to continue the event for a number of logistical reasons, and we do plan to bring it back at some point. But I'll be going out to places and people be saying, yo, Shakara, when you bring it back, that event, it was unique. There weren't nothing like it. It was fantastic. It was amazing. It was wonderful. And I appreciate that. I really do give thanks for all that positive energy in relation to the event, and hopefully we'll be bringing it back next year. However, yeah, the concept of Rise of the Griots was bigger than just one event. You know what I'm saying? As I said, we were looking to bring together the arts with the movement. It was about really how art plays a pivotal role in how a people develop and express themselves. As Claudia Jones says, a people's art is the genesis of their freedom. Yeah, and so because of the actual concept behind the idea, there's so many legs that we could develop from it, and so the idea of doing a podcast came up and I spoke to my brothers and sisters from my spoken word collective, the Best Kept Secret spoken word collective, and we kind of fleshed it out, and they said to me, Shakara, you need to go forward and kind of just manifest this idea. So I'm going to be basically bringing back Rise of the Griots as a wordcast, and the whole idea is that I have had the pleasure, growing up in the Pan-African conscious community, being a student, of black artistic expression, or what I prefer to refer to as the artistic expression of the African diaspora, to be exposed to quite a myriad of particularly poets, because that's what we're going to be focusing on, but words are of all forms, kings and queens, you know what I'm saying, across the African diaspora. And so I really just want to share my love, my appreciation of this expression with you all. So as of next week Wednesday, probably going to release it at maybe 7 p.m. Is going to be the first episode, and every week, I'm saying every week, we're going to try and stick to the weekly release, you know what I'm saying, so you can hold me to that, family. I'm just going to be breaking down a poem, or a piece of words artistry that I appreciate, sharing my thoughts, my feelings, my energies, my vibrations, whatever I know or have learned about the context in which the poem came about, or the impact of the piece on the African world community from that perspective. So we're going to be looking at it from, an African diaspora perspective. I believe that one of the things that makes us know who we are as a people, most emphatically, is our cultural expressions, and how we've retained and held onto them and evolved them wherever we may be, based upon whatever circumstance brought us to wherever we are as African people around the world. And so, this legacy of the spoken word, the storyteller, the griot, the jale, and all the different words across the length and breadth of the continent and the diaspora, that we have given to these very important people that speak to us about our history, our present, and our future. One of my favorite artists, a brother by the name of Kenan, from Somalia, Somali brother. His first album was called The Dusty Foot Philosopher, and that was a dedication to this kind of poet tradition, this philosophy tradition, in Somali culture. And he puts it, in words of, they've never read, these people have never read, but they can tell you about the stars, and they can tell you about the world and the universe. And this tradition that we have has manifested in so many beautiful, varied ways across the diaspora. And so with that experience and that exposing that I have to that particular tradition, I want to share that with people, and hopefully as well present a platform from which to expand even my knowledge, and my understanding and my appreciation of that tradition, because it is my hope that sisters and brothers will be inspired to, in as much as I'm sharing my thoughts and feelings, energies, vibrations, that ones and ones will be inspired to do the same in relation to what it is I am sharing, and also share other things with me. You know what I'm saying? I want to know, send me a poem, from your culture, or an African diaspora culture that you have been exposed to. Do you know what I'm saying? And let us expose each other, let us share this energy with each other, kings and queens. So yeah, man, at that agwan, you know what I'm saying, at that agwan. So we're gonna be going from the continent to the Caribbean, to South and Central America, to the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? I might even take it to where Africans are in India, and Australia, And one of the places I want to get to, yeah, with this is to be able to translate a poem, yeah, from an African language and look at it. Obviously, because we're speaking English, translate it from whatever language that is to English, and be able to, um, to expound upon the meaning, yeah, of whatever the poem is. You know what I'm saying? There's because we one of the things that we have to get over is the language barrier. Yeah. Having said that, there are also Africans writing in other European languages. You know what I'm saying? Like French and Spanish, Portuguese, and so wherever revolutionary, pro-black, African-centered art exists, I'm hoping to be able to channel it through this particular wordcast, the Rise of the Griots wordcast. And so as a result of that, every now and then, yeah, we present the opportunity to bring on a guest. You know what I mean? To bring on a guest that will help us, to delve into some of the areas that we may not necessarily be as knowledgeable on, especially when it comes to different languages. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning to speak Tree, so I look forward to being able to break down a poem that is written in Tree without assistance. And explain my knowledge and my understanding of that. So yeah, feel free to send me suggestions, you know what I'm saying, of poems that or any form of words art. So I'll be not just poems, spoken word, but also, rap, hip hop, soul, you know what I'm saying. And I may throw in a prose every now and then also, but it's just one of the ways, yeah, that we bring an appreciation, a comprehensive appreciation to who we are as a people and the movements of our history. I feel as though there is a massive underappreciation of the different movements that we have developed as a people, be it Pan-Africanism throughout the world, but particularly on the continent, the Black Power movement, you know what I'm saying, independence movements in the Caribbean. These were comprehensive movements that encompass people's lives. And so when you have something that encompasses people's lives in the way that those movements do, they express it in every facet of life, yeah, of their existence. And art is one of the primary, is the primary tool of expression. And so once again, next week Wednesday we're going to launch off the thing, I'm saying, with the first episode of the Rise of the Griots wordcast. So I look forward to you joining me then. Feel free to share this little announcement with ones and ones, make everybody know that it come, you know what I'm saying. And for those who are waiting for the return of the monthly event, stay tuned, we're working on that. You know what I'm saying, but hopefully the success of the wordcast will, propel the return of the event. That is it, family, for now. So stay tuned for next Wednesday, 7 p.m. for the first episode. Hotep, Tendai Mwari, Akuja Seneb, African power for all African people.